see you today. Happy Sunday. Hi everybody and welcome back to Mykaela's Corner. Happy Up Sunday for those of you that are at Lakeside. For those of you that are joining us today, Up Sunday is the Sunday where we recognize students, kids, college people, people who are graduating from college that are all moving up in the world. So we call it Up Sunday, and we just recognize them for those who've graduated and are going to be going into the next stage of their education or their life, and we just celebrate them. So for those of you who have graduated and are moving up in the world and in your school, well done. Round of applause for all of you. Today we're going to be focusing on our story, but also we're going to just have some fun today. I have a couple books today that are about graduating and kind of what's next. So we'll read those in a little bit. But our story today focuses on another miracle that Jesus did. Last week we learned about him healing the 10 lepers, and this week we're going to learn about him healing a woman who was really sick with bleeding and a little girl who had died that he raised from the dead. Oh, it's so exciting. And I have a fun special thing for you guys today, but I'll talk about it when we get to the lesson time. But for crafts, we're going to go with the idea of miracles. And so today we're going to do a fun little rainbow craft today. That's kind of cool experiment to look at, but it's like a fun craft to do. So that's what we're going to do today. So without further ado, let's jump in. Welcome to Bible time. Okay, so today I talked a little bit earlier about how we are going to be learning about this woman who was sick and was healed, and this little girl who was raised from the dead. Now, I have a special thing for us today. So after I read our story, so I have a story that I'm going to read to give us a little bit of context, but afterwards I have a video. Well, I guess this is a video, but it's a video within a video of a play that I was in back when I was first in college. So it was a college called Word of Life, and I was there and I was in a play called Jesus, Behold the Man. And it started from, well, I guess technically it started at the very beginning with Jesus' birth, and it went all the way to him dying for us and being raised from the dead. But in that whole play that I was in, there was a little sequence called the miracle sequence. And basically it was one song, but it started with a woman or a child being raised from the dead, and then the woman who was sick was healed. So the people in our story are going to be in this video that I'm going to show when I'm done with our story. But a really fun thing for me is the person who plays the sick woman who's singing in the song, that was my best friend. Her name is Alicia. If you're watching, Alicia, I love you. I miss you. I hope you're doing well. But she was like my best friend, so we always hung out together. There were 3 of us. It was Alicia and my friend Mia, and we were in this play together, and it was so much fun. I was Jesus' mom for my first year, so I got to play Mary, which was really cool. Maybe I'll put in a little screenshot of me at the end, or the 3 of us, my friends. But it's really cool, and so you'll see all the different miracles that Jesus did, because how fitting that this month we're talking about the miracles of Jesus. So I could talk all day about this play that I was in. If you know me and you reach out to me, I'll tell you all about it. But for now, that's the high level. My friend will be playing the part of the bleeding woman who was healed by Jesus, and you'll just get to see that. So first, let me read a little bit from our story to give you more context to what you're about to see. All right, this is called Jesus Healed a Woman and a Girl. And now I'm just gonna read it and then we'll jump into the clip, okay? Here we go. Jesus stood on the shore of the Sea of Galilee and a large crowd gathered around him. Jairus, one of the leaders in the synagogue, fell at Jesus' feet and begged for his help. "My daughter is about to die. Please come touch her so she can be healed and live." And Jesus went with Jairus, and many people followed with a crowd behind him, so they were on their way. In the crowd was a woman who had been bleeding for 12 years. Now, it doesn't really give more context into what that means. It just says that she was bleeding and she was sick. She had seen many doctors and had spent all her money. She had no more money to try to get better. Like, she went to all the doctors and no one knew what was wrong with her, and she was getting worse. The woman said to herself, "If I touch Jesus' clothes, I will be healed." She had such faith knowing what she had heard about Jesus that she thought even if she just touched his clothes, that she could be healed. So she came up behind Jesus in the crowd, and there was a lot of people, and she touched his clothes, and immediately her bleeding stopped, and she knew she was healed. And then at the same moment, Jesus felt that some of his power had gone out of him, and he turned around and said, "Who touched me?" But his disciples were like, "There's a whole bunch of people around here. How can you say who touched you? There's like a ton of us. Anybody could have done it." But Jesus kept looking around, and the woman, knowing she was healed, came forward and fell before Jesus and she told him what had happened. And Jesus said to her, "Daughter, your faith has saved you. Go in peace. You are healed." Now what he's saying is that she was healed, but her faith had saved her. She had such faith knowing that Jesus could heal her and that he was the Son of God, that she was saved, born again. When Jesus was speaking, some men came from Jairus' house and told Jairus, "Your daughter is dead. Do not bother Jesus anymore." And Jesus heard what the men said, and he told Jairus, "Do not be afraid. Just believe." Can you imagine that? Someone coming up and saying, "Don't bother coming anymore. Unfortunately, your daughter has passed away. She's not sick anymore." But Jesus said, "Don't be afraid. Just believe." Now, if that was me, and let's say I don't have any kids, but let's say if my mom or dad had passed away and he was like, "Don't be afraid, just believe," I think I'd have a really hard time doing that, because I'd be like, well, they're dead. And you and I know that things don't just come back to life, but Jesus can perform miracles. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's get back in. And Jesus and 3 of his disciples still went to Jairus' house. And people there were crying and wailing loudly, and wailing means like crying, but kind of screaming at the same time. So it's just really, really sad. "Why are you crying?" Jesus asked. "The child is not dead. She's sleeping." Okay, now if you had heard that after seeing someone had been dead, what would you think? I think I'd be like, you're crazy. Here's what the people think. The people laughed because they didn't believe Jesus, and he told them all to leave. So Jesus took Jairus and his wife, so they made everybody else who was there leave. And they went into the room where the child was. And he took the child by the hand, and he said, "Little girl, get up." And immediately, the girl got up and started walking around. Can you believe that? What a miracle. So amazing. Jairus and his wife were amazed. No kidding. I would be too. And Jesus told them to give the girl some food and to not tell anyone what had happened. Now that I don't fully understand why he said not to tell anybody. Maybe it was because he wanted people to find out more about what he could do later as time went on, and he didn't want more crowds coming up. Who knows? But either way, what an amazing miracle. Oh, I just love that. Okay, so again, this clip that I'm about to show you is a play that I was in called Jesus Behold the Man. It was when I went to school, and you're about to see one of my best friends get healed. Again, shout out to Alicia. Love you. Miss you. Mwah! All right, hope you guys enjoy. See how many miracles you can find in this next clip. Now, it's a whole song, so it's a couple of minutes, but that's it. But see how many miracles you can find. It's pretty cool. I think every miracle, there's a leper in there. From last week, we learned about that. There's the woman and the child who was healed. And I'm pretty sure our next couple lessons will also be in there. I'm not going to give those away, though. You'll have to find out next week and the week after what those are. See how many miracles you can find. Isn't it amazing what Jesus has done? And it's all right in the Bible for us to read about. Pretty cool. All right, check it out.
Do not weep. Young man, I say to you, arise. Who is the one who touched me?
Lord, you see all of the people. How can you say who touched me?
Jesus. I have been sick for 12 years. 12 long years, and I have suffered so much. I have been to many doctors, and none could help. I am even worse than before, and now there is no money. My savings are gone. There is no hope for me except you. Jesus, please forgive me, but I thought that if I could just touch the hem of your garment, that I would be whole. Lord, forgive. I shouldn't have.
Daughter,
You're not angry?
your faith has made you well.
Thank you, Jesus. I am healed. In the silence of a moment, I looked up and saw his face. And I don't know how it happened, but I felt my past erased. How he sensed the desperation of the broken one I am. I don't know how he could carry such a healing in his hands.
Be open.
All I know is that he found me, and all I know is that he cares.
Jesus! Lord! If you are willing, you can make me clean.
I'm unclean.
I am willing. Be cleansed.
I'm clean. Thank you, Jesus. Who is this who brings forgiveness to a heart that once was stone? I don't know how he has touched me, but my heart is now his home. And I don't know where he came from. I just call upon his name, and I know with every heartbeat,
Your
I
faith
will never
has made you well.
is that he found me, and all I know is that he cared. All my past and all my pain vanished as he found my name. I am free, that is all I know.
My son, your sins are forgiven,
Who can forgive sins but God alone?
so that you may know that the Son of Man has authority on earth to forgive sins. I say to you, get up, take up your bed, and go home.
Is that you found me, and all I know is that he
cared. All my past and all my pain vanished as he called my name. I am free, and that is all I know.
and that is all I know.
My servant is lying paralyzed at home.
I will come and heal him.
Lord, I am not worthy for you to come underneath my roof. Just say the word, and my servant shall be healed.
I have not found such great faith with anyone in Israel. Go. It shall be done for you as you have believed.
Welcome to Craft Time. Today we're going to be focusing on the idea of miracles, and a miracle that I thought of was the rainbow. How after God caused the flood with Noah, he promised that he would never flood the earth again. But a rainbow is a beautiful miracle that God has made. And so today we're going to focus on our rainbow in our craft. So this is just a kind of a fun little experiment you can try at home if you have candy that has color on the outside, like a hard coating, like a jelly bean or an M&M or a Skittle, things like that. Those are the best to use. I found that jelly beans aren't as strong. You'll see in a second what I mean, like the color isn't as strong when you add water, which I've got here. We're just gonna put a little bit of water. And so that'll be our experiment here, but here, this is gonna be our craft today. What you'll need is something to put milk in. We're gonna be using milk, food coloring, and a Q-tip, and you'll also need a pair of scissors and some paper. And we're gonna be making our own kind of like tie-dye paper that you can use to make shapes out of, and that you can hang in your window or in your house, or you can make paper stationery, which is like how you write cards. So to start, I thought while we do our craft, we'll let this work. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna add water and see what happens. So you can pay attention to this. We'll look at the end to see how strong it got, but in here we'll work on our project while this is going. This actually goes pretty quickly, so you might notice it right away. But all you do is you just add water and then don't bump it. You just watch what happens. You just need a little bit of water, just enough to touch the candy. All right, so we'll let that sit and we'll see what happens. Okay, in here, I have a dish that is nice and flat, but a little bit big, but not too big because I don't need to use a ton of it. And we're just gonna pour some milk in, enough to just cover the pan. You don't need to fill it up, just enough to cover the bottom of the pan. So let me pour some of my milk in. I'm so glad I got a bigger pan because that would have made a mess. It dripped off the bottom. All right. See, not too deep. You can still see the bottom in there, but deep enough that when I put paper in, it will cover it. Okay. Oh, do you see this? How beautiful is that? Ooh, I love that. I'm gonna try really hard not to bump the table. Okay. Back to our craft. I'm gonna set the milk here because we're done with that. We just needed a little bit. And for my I almost said a toothpick, my Q-tip, we're gonna put this here. Next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some food coloring to our milk. And we're just gonna do some drops around inside. So I'm gonna do all the colors. Since we're going with the rainbow theme here, let me open this up. Now, for those of you that are younger, make sure you have parent permission to do this kind of stuff at home because food coloring can stain a lot of clothes and stuff. So just make sure you either are doing this with a parent or you have permission to use it. So you're just going to take it and squeeze one little drop. I'll put one over here. And that's all you need is just like that much. Oh, do you see the M&Ms? Oh, they're getting closer to the middle. I'm going to take some yellow, drop here. Drop here, one here. I really like how the yellow looks in the milk. I don't know if you can tell on the screen, but it kind of makes it look orangey and yellow all at the same time. All right, now I'm gonna do my red. I'm gonna do one over here, maybe one up here. And last but not least, my favorite color, green. Wow, that blue is really spreading around. That blue wanted some attention. Oh, and look, the green looks like the smallest step. Maybe it's because the blue's been in there the longest. Not really sure. Okay, now before I do anything else, I'm gonna cut a piece of paper that will fit inside here because we're gonna put our paper in there. So if you want to just do a rectangle or a square, that's all you need to cut. I'm gonna cut my paper into a rectangle that will fit inside. Okay, so I need to cut a little bit of the top off, like this. And then I'm gonna just hold it over to see if it'll fit. Maybe just a smidge more. We're close, we're close. Bum, bum, bum. Perfect. Whoa, it almost went in. Okay, I'm gonna save this to the side. Look at the M&Ms. Wow, it finished. Isn't that so cool how that happened? It takes the color coating off of the M&M. You can kind of see the gray parts around where the color came off, and then the top parts were where the water didn't touch. But it makes like this cool rainbow circle. I just like that because I think it's really pretty looking. The second I bump the table though, it'll all smear together. And what do all the colors make? Browny, gray, not a super fun color. Okay, so I have my rectangle ready, but for those of you that are older, I would challenge you to do some sort of like a cool shape. So, one that I can do pretty quickly is I'm gonna make a heart. And how I make a heart is I'm gonna make like an upside down candy cane. So I'm gonna cut and cut kind of like a candy cane. So I curve at the top and then I come together at the bottom. Like that. See how kind of the shape of a candy cane? But since I folded it, when I unfold it, ta-da, it's a heart. Oh, I'm perfect, it'll fit in there. Okay, I'm gonna set these to the side for a second, because now's the fun part. You're gonna take your Q-tip. We're just gonna swirl them around to make a cool design. Check it out. We'll start over here. Woohoo! Okay, remember though, when you're doing this, small movements, because if you mix it all together, it will mix all the colors and you won't be able to really see any cool designs. You can just really lightly touch like a side and drag it out and see how it swirls in the milk. Buddy. Ooh, look at that. It keeps, oh, there was yellow under there. Maybe it was on here. Ooh, that's so cool looking. I find this kind of stuff very mesmerizing to just look at. Mesmerizing means like I can't take my eyes off of it. Okay, I feel like I have it in a good spot for my first one, so I'm gonna set my Q-tip off to the side. If you're doing this at home, make sure you have like a little tray or maybe a cup that you can put it in so it doesn't get food coloring on the table. Okay, then I'm gonna start with my heart. Make sure it's gonna lay flat, and then you just gently put it on top. Just gonna put it in here. It's best to do this when you can wash your hands afterwards, because then you're gonna lift up. And check that out. Now I have this on my paper. Right, get up. I don't need this extra stuff. Voila! Alright, here. I'm gonna move my rectangle over here and set this on top of my other white paper to dry. How stinking cool is that? Pretty cool. Alright, let's go for my rectangle now. Now, if you get it all mixed up and it gets really cloudy, kind of how it is here, how it's getting like all the colors are too mixed together where you can't really see a design. If you like it that way, awesome. I like it more so I can see the different colors swirled rather than kind of get muddy like this. You can always rinse your thing out and start over. That's why I prepared a lot of milk, but I guess I didn't need that much. Ooh, I like how that looks right there. So I'm gonna lay my rectangle on top of that. It's just gonna get like pretty much everything. Okay, and then, oh, that one corner didn't want to go down, so I'm just gonna poke it down until it touches. All right, and I'm gonna lift up. Ooh, this one's cool too. Look at that. Wow, do you see all the swirls that stay on there? When it dries, it'll dry a little bit lighter. It won't be as dark of a color. But when it dries, it'll be kind of soft feeling. But then you can draw on top of it. You could make a sign that says, I love you. You could make you could write a letter to your moms and dads. You could write a letter to anybody and send it in the mail. But this is just a fun way to show how, using rainbow colors, how God has made such cool miracles in our lives. And you know what, I'm gonna turn the camera so you can see that. Hang tight. And we'll get kind of close and close-up view of everything that we've got going on here. Just gotta get to the camera. Here we go. So now you can see my papers. Wrong way, there we go. And how they have those cool swirly designs on them. So I'm gonna let them dry there for a little bit. And then once they're dry, I'm gonna turn them into something kind of cool. But here's the rest of my milk left over. We can see all the drips where when I picked up the paper it dripped in. That's kind of a cool design. It's amazing what we can do with so much color. And check that out. And there you have it, guys. There are your crafts for today. Utilizing the colors of the rainbow, which God gave to us as a promise that He would always protect us. Let us not flood the earth again. Hope you guys enjoyed doing this. I'd love to see if you guys make any cool pictures out of your paper that is colored. All right, back to Mykaela's Corner. Hey, before we get into our story time, I just wanted to again say congratulations to all of you who have graduated this year. I know this has been a very different way to end a year, with school especially, having to do everything online and not being able to go back to school in person. And for a lot of you who are graduating, you didn't get to have like a cool party that maybe you might have had if you were able to go out and be with people. But just know that we are so proud of you at Lakeside. I am so proud of you. You guys did the hard work and you completed your year strong and you finished strong, and you should be so proud of yourselves. So today for our stories, they're going to be focused around what's next. This one here is called I Wish You More, and it's all about how I wish you all the best things in life. So this is one that we're going to read. This one is called The Wonderful Things You Will Be. What will you be when you grow up and you graduate? And this one is called Be You. And this is all about how as you go through life, it's important to be you. It doesn't talk about, it's not about God, but I think it's a good reminder that God made you special and He made everybody else special. So remember to be you, because that's who God wants you to be and who God made you to be. All right, let's jump in. I Wish You More by Amy Krouse Rosenthal and Tom Lichtenheld. I wish you more. I wish you more ups than downs. I wish you more give than take. I wish you more tippy toes than deep. I wish you more we than me. I wish you more hugs than Uggs. I wish you more woohoo than whoa. I wish you more will than hill. I wish you more can than not. I wish you more snowflakes than tongue. I wish you more pause than fast forward. I wish you more umbrella than rain. I wish you more bubbles than bath. I wish you more treasures than pockets. I wish you more stories than stars. I wish all of this for you because you are everything I could wish for. And more. The end. The Wonderful Things You Will Be by Emily Winfield Martin. When I look at you and you look at me, I wonder what things you will be. When you were too small to tell me hello, I knew you were someone I wanted to know. For all your tininess, couldn't disguise a heart so enormous and wild and wise. This is the first time there's ever been you, so I wonder what wonderful things you will do. Will you stand up for good by saving the day? Or play a song only you know how to play? Will you tell a story that only you know? Will you learn what it means to help things to grow? Will you learn how to fly to find the best view? Or take care of things much smaller than you? I know you'll be kind and clever. And bold. And the bigger your heart, the more it will hold. When nights are black, when days are gray, you'll be brave and bright, so no shadows can stay. Then you will discover all there is to see. And become anybody that you'd like to be. And then I'll look at you, and you'll look at me, and I'll love you, whoever you've grown up to be. The end. Be You by Peter H. Reynolds. You were born to be so many things. There's a lot of words on here. Artistic, peaceful, feisty, creative, hopeful, generous, kind, polite, humble, smart. Wow, so many things. My wish for you, no matter where your journey leads, is for you to always be you. Be ready to take that next step toward being an amazing human being. Be curious. Turn every stone, ask every why, and keep digging deeply. Discover your own answers. Be adventurous. Live a big life. When you are ready, step outside your comfort zone. Bravely explore new paths and see where they lead you. Be connected. Find kindred spirits. Be with those who make you feel like the real you. Be persistent. Keep going, never stop. Keep going, never stop. Keep going, never stop. Be different. Be silly, be quirky, be odd, be unique, be weird, be colorful. Be okay with being different. Be just the way you are. Be kind, be understanding. Help those around you to be themselves. Listen. Then listen some more. Learn more about who they are. Be brave. Try new things. Take a deep breath and plunge forward into new experiences. It gets easier every time you try. Be your own thinker. Think for yourself and set your own unique course. It isn't always easy, but you'll be heading in the direction of you. Be okay being alone. Take time to be on your own. Hear your own thoughts, your inner voice. Listen to your heart. Be patient. Being more you takes time. Take a deep breath and relax. Let your future unfold at its own pace. It will be worth the wait. Be okay reaching out for help. When you need a helping hand, a compassionate ear, an encouraging word, reach out. As you voyage out into the world, remember, no matter what, you will always be loved. You are ready, so go ahead, be you, be very, very you. The end. Thank you for joining me again today. I'm so happy that you guys came. I hope you learned a lot today, had fun, felt celebrated, those of you who are graduating and those of you who aren't graduating. These books still apply. You finished a school year and you're about to start a fresh new one. And we're about to start like a whole new way of life, basically being let back outside. We're starting to get out a little bit more, hopefully more as the time goes on. So things are gonna be a lot different. So these I think still apply to you. I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful week. Again, I'm just gonna say it. I've been saying it, but I'm gonna say it again. Congratulations to those of you who have graduated. Can't wait to see what God is gonna do with you in and through your lives. And I hope that you guys all have the best day. Remember that you are loved, you are special, and you're not only loved by me, but more importantly, you're loved by God. Have a great week, you guys. We'll see you next week.